Hello everyone, this is Joel with SB Reviews. We're going to be comparing the MERACH versus the Putnan Under Desk Elliptical. We're going to be covering all different features, testing out their functionalities to see which one is actually worth it. Now both of these come with a remote and you can actually use their touch screens. But one thing that I did notice right away is that the MERACH here actually came with batteries for the remote, while the Putnan did not. But let's go ahead and plug up both of these and put them to the test. Okay, so the buttons for the MERACH are on the front here, and then for the Putnan, it's at the top. But I'm gonna go ahead and turn both of them on. Start and start. So as you can see, their very first mode is really similar. So they have different speeds that you can actually adjust. So for the Putnan, I'm gonna put it on the highest mode. So 12 is the highest. And then I'm gonna do the same for the MERACH. So as you can see right away that the MERACH actually has a faster 12 speed mode compared to the Putnan. So the MERACH is definitely going to allow you to have some more resistance, potentially even have a better workout. Now let's actually compare the noise that they make. So the MERACH is pretty quiet. And then let's test out the Putnan. So the Putnan seems to be a little bit louder. Now for both of these, you can actually change the direction. So if we press direction button, and then the direction, you can see that they'll both go backwards. They both track data. So right now it's telling us the amount of time that we've been on the elliptical. For the MERACH, it's 4 minutes and 50 seconds. We also got the distance there, and then it tells us the speed, and then the calories. And then the Putnan's pretty similar too. It tells us how long it's been running for, so for 2 minutes. Then it tells us the speed mode, the distance, and the step counter. This one also tells the step counter too. Now what's pretty cool about both of these is that you can actually choose the exact data that you want. So if you wanted to see the step counter, we're at 3:10. You can actually see the step counter here, see the time, speed, and that'll stay on the screen there. And then we have some other modes. So for the Putnan, we have P1 mode. So we're gonna see what that does. Low and controlled. We have P2. It's a pretty similar mode. Then we have P3. Seems to be very similar as well. So I think the P modes on both of these, because the MERACH has it too. I would honestly just use the regular speed mode. So you can see here, it'll tell us the time, press function again, the distance, speed, and the counter, and then the calorie. So I do like the MERACH in that sense because it tells you exactly what is showing up on the screen here. Okay, so just to give you guys a better view, I'm gonna start out with the MERACH. So it's more of a POV. I'm gonna start this. So this is the highest mode once again. We're going in the backwards motion. I'm gonna put this on the first mode. So as you can see, this is the first mode, and my feet are able to comfortably fit on this. And obviously it is assisted, and you can actually go faster if you wanted to really get a workout in. It'll allow you to do that. Now, if we're talking about foot sizes here, I'm about a size 10.5. So once I put my foot on here, you'll maybe have 1 to 2 inches of space at the top. So if you have, let's say, a max of 12 for a foot size, then you should be good. Anything more than that, you might have some issues with your foot hanging off. One thing I do wish that both the Putnan and the MERACH ellipticals had is like some sort of rubber right here for extra grip for your feet. These are more just like plastic bumps, and they give you a handle right here to lift it up, carry it around if you want. But I mean, it is completely wired, so you're not gonna be able to go far with it. But it is perfect if you want to use it for under a desk or a table. Now we have the Putnan. Let's go ahead and turn this on. So this is the lowest mode. And what I am noticing right away is that I have more foot room on this. The foot pads seem to be a little bit longer compared to the MERACH. Of course, this is assisted, so it automatically will start moving like this, but you can put in as much effort as you want. And they even have a cubby here for the remote. The MERACH actually doesn't have that. Again, you still have to get the batteries for this. All right, so you can see here, there definitely seems to be way more foot room on this Putnan compared to the MERACH. I have A little bit more, it seems, than 2 inches at the top there. So if you're like a size 12 and a half to maybe even a 13, you should be able to fit this just fine. It even has like this arch here and here to fit your foot. So these footstools here seem to be a little bit more comfortable compared to the MERACH. And if you wanted to not even turn this on at all and just use it manually, you can. The MERACH is actually similar in that way too, so you don't even have to turn on any of the modes to use it. And the Putnan seems to have maybe a little bit more range of motion. Could be due to the fact that the foot pads are a little bit bigger, and the Putnan is completely wired as well. There's no charging features for it. And one thing I did notice too is that on the Putnan, when you click the data button, another light will appear to show you exactly what that data is showing. Okay, so for my final thoughts, both of these ellipticals performed really well. You definitely get a little bit more foot space with the Putnan compared to the MERACH. In terms of the speed modes, the MERACH definitely wins in that scenario, because I'm sure you guys saw earlier on how much faster the pedals were moving compared to the Putnan. They both track the exact same data for calories, distance, the speed, and the step count. Now for weight, the Putnan seems to be a little bit lighter compared to the MERACH, which is quite surprising. Like if you're looking at both of them, the Putnan is definitely bigger than the MERACH, but the MERACH weighs more. The MERACH comes with batteries for the remote and the Putnan doesn't. Honestly, it's not that big of a deal because you can just like hunch over and press any of the buttons on the front here compared to using a remote, which I guess is preference. Now, just from like a durability aspect, the MERACH wins in that scenario. Putnan seems to be a little bit more hollow and cheaper parts. And there's a place you can hold the remote on the Putnan. Not so much on the MERACH. I mean, you could just put it in the handle here. So both of these ellipticals perform really well. They both have really good features. And if you're actually pushing yourself with these machines, they both will give you a really good workout. And I would say comfortability is a really big factor too. So the Putnan seems to have a little bit more comfortable pedals just because of how they're designed and how long it is. So it's really up to you guys on what you think based off of those features and what we discussed and compared in this video. They're both really great machines, especially if you're the type of person that is sedentary or you sit at a desk or in an office a lot. I will let you guys decide.